Thanks for joining us for Art Salt Lake on this Monday night. I'm Heidi Hatch in for Brian Schnee, who has the night off. It is Monday, October 28th. Tonight we are going in depth on President Biden's apology to Native Americans. Plus, with Election Day next week, we're looking at the race for Congressional District 1 and what the candidates have to say about improving the economy. And as we are a week away from Election Day and over the past few weeks, I've been interviewing our candidates running for Congress here in Utah. Earlier today, Democrat Bill Campbell came into the studio. He's running for Utah's Congressional District 1. It covers northern and northeastern Utah. Campbell has run for office before, but as a Republican. Campbell is a CPA with a master's degree in business administration from Utah State University. Here's part of our conversation from earlier today on the economy. So if you were elected to Congress, what could you do to get the economy headed in a better direction where families are feeling like they have a little more wiggle room and things are better? I know inflation's going down, but it's taken a long time to get down.
Inflation's going down, but it started up at a high level and it's just increasing at a slower pace. It's still a big stress for the families. So yes, inflation, debt deficits, and even good jobs these days at well-paying rates. I believe I'm definitely the best prepared for that because again, I'm a CPA, certified public accountant. I have my MBA at Utah State, and I served as over 20 years as the CFO for Autoleave, a company that started here back in the late 80s with only 50 employees, and we grew to over 10,000. And we did based upon the workforce, the skill set, the way businesses run, and giving people the opportunity that they wanted.
So how do you translate what you have from the private sector into Congress and trying to make a difference there? Because two different monsters.
Two definitely different monsters. And on the business side, you get the chance to feel the impact that the policies and the legislations actually causing at the local level, not just in business, but in the charities and communities that I work with. Personally, from our experience at Autoleave, we would prefer if the government was less involved. The business, with the ideas, with the innovation, with the creativity we have here, with all the new innovations out there, with the culture and the work-life balance, Utah is a fantastic place for any business and for anyone to live. If anything, we need to stop the government from getting involved because unfortunately as well, Utah only has 1% of the nation's population, or essentially only 1% of the support and the power in DC. States like California have 9 times. So anytime the government gets involved in influencing decisions and helping support businesses, we often don't have our voices heard.
Now, Democrat Bill Campbell is taking on Republican incumbent Representative Blake Moore. I interviewed Moore last week here in the 2 News studio as well. Here's what he had to say about improving the economy. What can you do when you return to Congress to maybe work in the right direction that we haven't already to get families feeling like they have a little wiggle room left in their budget?
Absolutely. The most important thing has always been the economy. Every time we poll and talk to our constituents, that's the #1 thing. There's a lot of other issues that exist, like you mentioned, the border and the like, but next year, the majority of the tax provisions from the 2017 tax bill all expire. And there'll be a massive tax increase on all Americans if we don't get something done in this next calendar year in 2005, because they all expire at the end of 2025. Section 199A, a little bit wonky, but that is something that directly affects small businesses. I spent about an hour with the Ogden Chamber of Commerce yesterday explaining to them, how this could play out, what goes, if the deduction goes away, what that means to small business, but how we can reassure that we do it. Those are the things that they're not the most popular to talk about, particularly on the campaign trail, but they are some of the most important things that directly impact job and wage growth. And that's what we're focused on.
So when will that come into play? Because the budgeting process is not very streamlined in Congress. People always talk about making it work well. The House has passed several bills that the Senate didn't, trying to get to the right place, but you voted for that continuing resolution. We get to another deadline, December 20th, so the question is, does it get kicked into the new year? Is budget actually going into place? But the problem is it starts to feel like political theater every time this happens, and we're not getting things done on time. How does that change, and what are you doing to make a change in that regard?
And the worst part about this is that the entire budgeting process you're just talking about is less than 25% of our entire budget. 75% of the budget goes unchecked and goes completely, you don't even get a chance to vote on it.
We're talking about Social Security, Medicare, Medicaid?
Continuing on with TANF, veterans programs, all these things that are very important, but the fact that we never vote on them is actually a detriment to our ability to keep them reformed and keep them in the right process, keep them updated. We don't need the same type of program that existed in the 1960s. We need a program that fits today's current situation. So I've introduced a bill that's called the Comprehensive Congressional Budget Act, and it would require all of Congress to vote every year on every dollar that actually gets appropriated, spent, put out in these programs. Doesn't mean you cut the programs. It just means you get an opportunity to reform them along the way.
On the Congressional District 1 race or any of the congressional races, check out my Take Two podcast. A new episode comes every Friday with both sides talking the issues. And as we get those interviews, we post them on Spotify and iTunes. As we get closer to Election Day next week, stay with KUTV 2 News. We'll have the latest on poll numbers and interviews with candidates, again posted online and our KUTV YouTube page. Tonight, we're taking a closer look at the story of Lauren McCluskey, a University of Utah student whose life was cut short when she was murdered by an ex-boyfriend. 6 years later, her death has been a catalyst for a nationwide overhaul to campus safety protocols. Liv Kelleher has produced a documentary about Lauren's life and the impact of her death. Here's a clip from that story and a QR code on screen that will take you to the entire documentary posted on our YouTube page.
I have this memory of Lauren.
Friend, athlete.
Lauren was just a wonderful young lady.
Daughter, girlfriend.
When they started dating, and she was so excited about it.
Murder victim.
She was actually on the phone talking to me and got ambushed.
How did a registered sex offender kill a girl, a star athlete at the University of Utah?
Why did this happen to her?
Maybe I was naive that I didn't know the danger that she was in.
For 21-year-old Lauren McCluskey, a 6-week relationship with Melvin Rowland would, in the end, prove deadly. A man she trusted lied about his name, age, and being a convicted sex offender. Lauren's breakup with him led to stalking, harassment, and her murder, just feet away from her dorm at the University of Utah. Years later, Lauren's parents, Jill and Matt, turned their pain into the Lauren McCluskey Foundation. Their mission, systemic change at universities. Their goal, making sure the loss stops at Lauren. This is Lauren's story. What happened, the changes made, and Lauren's evolving legacy.
Just a pleasure to have as a daughter. She was always very competitive and loved sports. And she started in track and field as a young child and really excelled in that. And that's what brought her to the University of Utah.
I ran track at the University of Utah from 2014 to 2019. We were on a track trip and she was just belting Lady Gaga, Poker Face, and like just singing, and she was just always, there to have fun. She just would go out of her way to make people feel welcome.
That was Liv Kelleher reporting. The University of Utah is partnering up with the Lauren McCluskey Foundation this weekend for several events that honor Lauren and also support advocacy work for dating violence and stalking. You can find that full story on our KUTV YouTube channel. And coming up in just a minute on Arc Salt Lake, we're taking a look at the storm that's headed our way tonight into tomorrow morning, where you're going to see snow and rain. That's all coming up with meteorologist Sean Kelly in just a minute. Sure, this is Heidi Hatch here. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Great. Chase Iron Eyes, correct?
Yes, ma'am. I'm sorry for being late. I just completely spaced the link.
You are okay. It looks like we've got everything switched around, so we're good to go. And just so I have this correct for your title, you're the director of the Lakota People's Law Project?
Yes.
Excellent. All right. Well, we are in our commercial break, and we will be back on air in just a minute. I'll introduce you, and then we'll have a couple minutes to chat. Is there anything that you would specifically like to talk about?
Just on the impacts of the apology. That's pretty much it.
Excellent. And where are you currently?
I'm on the Pine Ridge Reservation.
And where is that?
It's in South Dakota.
South Dakota. Excellent. All right. Well, we will be talking to you in just a couple minutes. Thanks for calling in. Thank you.
Thank you.
Welcome back. November is Native American Heritage Month, and just last week, President Biden formally apologized to Native Americans for the sin of government-run boarding school systems that for decades forcibly separated Indian children from their parents. Joining us tonight on Arc Salt Lake is Chase Iron Eyes, the director of the Lakota People's Law Project and also the Sacred Defense Fund. Chase, thanks so much for joining us tonight.
Thank you so much for having me.
First off, what was your reaction to the president's apology that happened last week? Did you know it was coming?
I did not know it was coming, and I've been involved professionally in the area of tribal sovereignty, the enhancement of tribal sovereignty, and I know very, very well, because I'm a lawyer, the history of what is euphemistically called the boarding school era. These places don't deserve to be called places of education. What happened to our people at these government-sponsored, United States government-sponsored, church-executed, horrific centers where we were forcibly removed to. My mom attended one of these boarding schools. My grandmothers attended these boarding schools, and we lost our language, we lost our land, and the American government and the church attempted to assassinate our internal dignity and to make us ashamed of who we are. And so the apology was very much welcomed, and it's a long time coming, but the United States and Canada speak as if this is some dark chapter in our ancient history. This is not the policy of removing Indian children and denigrating the Indian identity is still the policy of some of the states of the Union who are violating the Indian Child Welfare Act. The Indian Child Welfare Act just made it to the Supreme Court in 2023, I believe the decision came out, and a full 90% of Indian children who are taken from their parents in some states end up in non-Indian homes and institutions. So the apology was welcome. I get that, but we need concrete actions. This was 11 days before the United States very, very critical presidential election. And I'm glad it happened, but what took so long, and where is the real work? Where is the real progress? I mean, Leonard Peltier is still politically imprisoned by the United States. He is a boarding school survivor. He's been in prison almost 50 years. And so we in Indian country need more concrete action from any political party or any administration.
Did your mother or grandmother ever talk about their experiences at the boarding school? Were there any positive things that came from it, or was it a dark, difficult time for them?
It's definitely mixed. You'll find mixed reviews from a lot of different people, but my personal family, my mom was made to kneel in the corner on a broomstick for speaking her indigenous language. The hair that she had grown, and hair is very sacred to the Native American culture, and it's tied to who we are in front of God. So when she, as a little girl, is taken to this boarding school, they cut her hair off. And that happened, en masse to all of the little children. We're talking 4-year-old children, 5-year-old children, having their hair forcibly cut and told that they cannot speak their language. They were beaten. They were subjected to horrific sexual, physical abuse. And the generational trauma, which was instigated during that time, within the last century, well within the last century, is the very reason why I'm speaking the English language to you today. So that trauma, we are still trying to navigate how to heal from that. So we welcome the responsibility shown by President Biden, and we want to make the next steps very beneficial to all of us involved here, all of us who are now calling ourselves Americans.
Very emotional for so many families. I know here in Utah in the 80s, they shut down a boarding school in Brigham City. I think a lot of us knew it existed there, but didn't really know what was going on there. So thank you so much for sharing your experiences with us tonight. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
If you would like more information on President Joe Biden's apology from last week and also the history of the boarding school program, we do have a full story posted for you. It's on KUTV.com. You can also find it on the 2 News mobile app. It is Monday, and those winds of change have been blowing. Meteorologist Sean Kelly's here with that first alert forecast. Gorgeous warm weekend, but we're about to switch it up.
Oh yeah, we are going to be shifting gears here down to some pretty chilly temperatures. That's one component here, and yeah, the winds of change. We're dealing with some pretty strong wind gusts right now. The winds will lighten tomorrow, but for now, still dealing with some 30 to 40 miles per hour winds down towards the southwest. Look at this. We've got a full week ahead and into the weekend of below normal temperatures. How about that after our kind of repeat and extended summer that we were dealing with unseasonably warm temperatures? Well, that comes to an end already this evening with the temperatures falling down into the 50s across the Wasatch Front. The cooler air is already working its way in. We're at 51 in Heber, 54 in Vernal, 55 in Manti, 63 in Milford. Look at the cold there up towards the north and west. That's going to be slowly sliding into our direction. Cedar City still at 61, 75 in St. George. You can see still those strong wind gusts down towards the south and west, but look along the Wasatch Front. Here's our gusty winds moving in behind our cold front and the colder air working its way in as well. Kind of a breezy to windy day expected for the day tomorrow. Some 40-mile-per-hour winds expected in the Moab area. All right, let's get to what's falling from the sky because we already have some snow out there. High elevations here for the most part above 7,000 feet into the Uintas, even some thunder snow and some thunderstorms there. Out towards the easters, north of Duchesne, where we have some thunderstorm activity. And then along the Salt Lake City area, we've got some scattered showers working its way in, some heavier precipitation up towards the north and west. We've got some rain from Logan down through Brigham City and then into the mountains. Already starting to see some of those snow flurries falling out there right now. Those snow levels will drop here through the overnight, down to perhaps as low as the benches as we get into tomorrow morning. Expecting some good snowfall totals for our mountains. We've got winter weather advisories. You'll see that rain-snow mix for much of the state here up and down the I-15 corridor as we get into tomorrow morning, 10 a.m. all the way up until 10 a.m. through the morning commute. Roads will be slick. We'll even see maybe some light accumulations down in the Cedar City area, up northward through Richfield, so we'll watch out for that. Continuing on into the afternoon down towards the south and east, notice though some dry air starts to work its way in. And I think we're done here along the Wasatch Front, at least briefly, before we could see some scattered to isolated activity here off the Great Salt Lake, some lake enhanced or lake effect rain snow mix expected Tuesday night into Wednesday morning. That'll be a possibility. It's a low chance, but something we're watching out for. In terms of snowfall totals, about 3 to 6 inches across the Wasatch back, higher amounts, of course, across some of those higher peaks, including Alta, Cedar City, maybe a few inches, including some of those higher valleys could do pretty well here. Notice not expecting anything accumulating here in Salt Lake City, but we could still see some good rain, maybe up to about 1/4 of an inch or so. So the lows overnight, we're falling down into the 30s, 29 for a low in Heber. We'll see that rain snow mix continuing on. Look tomorrow, it's a chilly day. 40s and 30s for highs. St. George, you're dealing with slightly cooler temperatures as well for much of the forecast each and every day. With the weekend, looking at some showers as we get into Sunday. Along the Wasatch Front, we've got chilly temperatures to deal with over the course of the next few days. Halloween, though, looking much better as we start to warm up. In fact, it could be perhaps the warmest day of the week. We fall back as we get into the weekend, into Sunday, a few showers, and then that chilly weather continues into all of next week as well.
All right, Sean, thank you. Coming up here on Arc Salt Lake tonight, some historic rock and roll items hitting the auction block, how much you'll need to spend if you want one of these signed guitars or maybe Britney Spears' sequined outfit. Welcome back. Looking ahead to the weekend, daylight saving time ends on Sunday.
That's right. We fall back starting at 2 a.m., which means you should set your clocks back an hour before you go to bed Saturday night. And talking about that microwave in your kitchen and the oven. Standard time will last until March 9th. 2 states, Arizona and Hawaii, do not change and stay on standard time. If you'd like more information on how to prepare for the time change, we have a story posted online at KUTV.com.
Shorter days, here we go.
I know, I'm jealous of the states that don't have to do anything here. Well, get this, you can soon own a piece of rock and roll history, but it's going to cost you some good money.
Oh, a lot of money. Julian's Auctions is going to be selling several historic items, including the guitar that George Harrison